Well, I don't know if you can hear me because my my microphone. Oh boy, my microphone is just starting to explain itself to me. This is a long conversation. Good late afternoon, early evening. This is Reverend Sharon, and I am speaking to you from You Are a Healer, and that's on the YouTube channel, You Are a Healer. Greetings. Anyone who's familiar with whatever it is that I channel, when I channel, as it comes through me, you know that I always lead into any broadcast, any program with a meditation. And today I'm going to incorporate some of the prayers from the Archangel OPHANIEL. And I'm going to give you more detail about OPHANIEL in just a moment. He is a magnificent archangel who I have been blessed with becoming aware of for at least a week now. And I'm just so, ah, sometimes I don't know if I'm floating or walking. It's just an amazing experience. And so, before I let the human experience take over completely, I'm going to suggest that if you are in a place, a position where you can just acknowledge your breath. Now, I realize that in our culture today, there usually isn't a moment where you can stop and take a deep breath. But if you're on your way home from work, well, I doubt if you'd be sitting in front of this uh, instrument of light we call a computer or a cell phone. Right now, not if you're on your way home from work, but if you're away from a lot of background noise or where you can be focused on your breath, now is a great time to do that, to just breathe, taking in as much of the light force as you possibly can through the nostrils, directing that energy, that light, that awareness to your chakras of domain. And I'm calling the chakras of domain uh, the root chakra, as some of you know it, and the sacral and the solar plexus, and bringing that energy, that visualization of energy upwards, and breathe. This is not about visualizing. This is about observing your own breath. And so breathe. And as you continue to breathe in the observation of how you're breathing, it's really very fascinating. Just focus your eye, your inner eye, not the eyes that you watch whatever it is you watch with in the outside material world, but focusing your eye, the eye from within, the third eye, the eye that gives you intuitive abilities that you're still trying to understand, and breathe. And in that breath, that's the time to ask for guidance from the angels. Pardon me. Guidance, light surround thee. It doesn't matter what name you call, though Monday is the day of the Archangel Gabriel, also considered to be either male or female. As we perceive this energy of God that we call angels, they will show themselves in forms to which we may become familiar or feel familiar. Ask, and ye shall receive. So at this moment, ask your guardian angel or Gabriel, for protection and help in giving you whatever information it is that you're going to request. And this is not like a Christmas wish list. I am assuming that anyone that's listening to me now is in the phase of their life where they are seeking out a higher level of spirituality for themselves. And so breathe. Breathe in deeply, releasing through parted lips. Blessing yourself with the light of divine love that surrounds you and keeps you in perfect peace and harmony. Everyone that I know at this point in my life is seeking to attain their highest purpose, their joy. This is a part of the prayer for the Archangel of OPHANIEL. I'm using the pronunciation right now of OPHANIEL. OPHANIEL. The spelling is OFANIEL in some books. I have 2 books that I've been conferring with on this archangel, and one book, she is recognized with the spelling OPHANIEL. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it, there's several spellings. The point is, you are in the midst of light. There is only a light that surrounds you. Keep that in your mind. You are fearless, and that is because you are a healer in your own right. And now that you've asked the angels to assure you of that fearlessness, because they are with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to assist you in being a clear channel of the light, you can receive whatever assistance it is that you desire for keeping your channel pure. And breathe. And you can say Amen now. I say Alamen. Same word, a different origin, but it's the same word. And breathe. Okay. And while you are observing that breath of light, that breath of exquisite love that you're feeling right now, I am feeling absolutely ecstatic over the Archangel Ophaniel. Okay. And I hope that I'm forgiven for my pronunciation, because this is an angel of great, great magnitude. Of the 2 books I've been conferring on, and I'm going to, hold on for just a second. Okay, only gone for a second. I hope that the people that are listening can hear me because I know that my voice goes in and out a little with this particular reception. But I decided to bring the books in on this one because there's just so much information about this particular archangel. Whoa, this particular archangel has been called the chief of the thrones. She or he is also a wheel. Well, that's what the thrones basically are. They are wheels, like almost a dimension within themselves. Um, she has 100 pairs of wings and 16 faces. I misquoted myself last Thursday. I thought that she had 16 pairs of wings, but 100 pairs of wings will do, and 8,766 eyes. Um, I think that's quite enough. The number is supposed to be to equal the number of hours in a year. You know, it's said that Ophaniel's eyes are so powerful that no other angels will look into her eyes. Now that I'm going over that, I understand why when I questioned this particular archangel with why couldn't you appear in all of your glory? I would have loved to have seen all those wings. And the answer I got back was, if you had seen me, you probably would have passed out. Well, now that I think about it, 8,766 eyes are pretty impressive. Um, this particular archangel is mentioned in the book of Enoch. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with the book of Enoch. However, this is an angel, an archangel that would have been around, someone that Enoch actually encountered. Uh, he writes about him, her, and in the third book of Enoch, Ophaniel has been mentioned. You know, um, the main reason that I am talking about the Archangel Ophaniel today, I started on Thursday because it was last week, I believe Tuesday, whenever the 20th was, when it was brought to my attention that there was a message to come through from this angel. So I said, well, okay. And I'm sure that I have a reputation in the higher realms that when you come to me, I'm going to ask you who you are. And if you can't tell me what your name is, well, it's time for you to go. So this was one of those instances when, before I could finish asking the question, who are you and why are you talking to me? At first, I saw the name in print in black and white, and then it was, go and look in the books. You've got all the information that you need. If you want to refine your search, you can go online, but you've got books with my name in it. But basically, it was, I am Ophaniel, and that's it. So the part of the message, as I'm interpreting it, and remember, you are also a healer. We are all healers. what you think that I'm perceiving or receiving, you can do the very same thing. It comes from spending as much time as possible sitting in the silence, which I do quite a bit of. I'm sure I'm not the only one. When you ground yourself to sit in the silence, there's several methods you can follow to do that. Walking in the grass is a great way to do it. Hugging a tree is a great way to do it. And simply just observing your breath as you breathe through your nostrils. And one of the suggestions that this archangel makes is that when you breathe through your nostrils, hold it for 7 seconds and release it very slowly through your mouth. Repeat this 3 times rapidly, and then unconsciously continue breathing this way throughout your meditation. It takes you focusing off of what is around you. Remember, the meditation is something that you use to help you remember how to reconnect with your innermost being. And you can, and this is a part of the meditation, tell your ego self to move toward your left shoulder. Let the ego self know that it is only an observer during the clearing of your chakras. And this is what this is for, the clearing of your chakras. Knowing that this is for the clearing of your chakras, speaking to your ego self, this all helps you to move yourself into perfect alignment. At that point, you can speak to your angels directly. And I have heard the mumbles and the grumbles. That is, she's saying that we don't direct our attention to God. Not at all. People forget that angels are created by God, just so as we are. And each angel is a representation of God, just as we are. Quite a few differences there. Um, we haven't remembered how to levitate. Haven't done that in a while. But that doesn't mean that we won't get back to that point when the time comes. So mentally, taking your monkey mind, as they say, from going to 1,000 different channels. What will I eat? What do I wear? Where did I leave this or that? Mentally, upon observing your breath, ask for your guardian angel to come forth. Remember, you're still envisioning light. And this is one of the parts of the message that has come in through the Archangel OPHANIEL. It is a time. It is, how can I put this? Okay, guys, how am I putting this? Okay, the time has come that we focus more on speaking to our guardian angels. Our angels are of God, remember that. And there is a prayer that's been included. Angel of God, my dearest guardian, to whom God loves and commits to me. This day, I feel your presence at my side. I know the light surrounds me and guides me and guards me. And I bless you. At this point, provided you have placed yourself on that level where it's just you and the observation of your breath, you can ask for your guardian angel's name. I know my guardian angel's name. I found it out in, let's see, it was in the late part of 1996, 97, when I was doing, uh, well, quite a bit more meditating, I think, than I'm doing now. And it was my intention to become completely and fully aware of the name that I could call my guardian angel. This is something, again, that everyone can do. I know that there are some people who believe that when they see a psychic or a medium, wow, where do they get their abilities from? They're gifted. And there are quite a few people who are born with the ability up front, but we all have the same abilities. And the reason why theirs seems to be so obvious, it depends on what you contract for when you come back into this plane. And when I say what you contract for, if you've been listening to me before, you've heard me say that our souls contract for the work that we do when we come back. I've heard instances of people uh, changing their contracts, reneging on their contracts. Uh, Freedom of will allows for us to do that. But if there's something that we need to take care of for our spiritual awareness, well, we'll just come back in another lifetime. That's okay. No pressure. But seriously, whatever you see, and I'm not talking about, oh, sleight of hand. Uh, I don't even call that magic. But whatever you see done, if you see or know of someone that has the ability to wave their hand and something materializes, this is the gift that we all have if we focus. If you speak to those people who you think are so gifted and talented, ask them what is their lifestyle. You'll probably find out that it's really not like the lifestyle you're living. More than likely, they don't smoke or drink. They don't eat very much red meat, if at all. But the most important thing that they do is hold the light, hold the presence of the light within themselves. And you've seen people at, oh, my gut tells me, etc., etc., etc. They're exercising their gift. They're not calling it a gift. They're calling it their gut expression is telling them that, etc., etc. Don't do this. Don't go that way. Okay. That is because they have connected with their gift, but they don't call it a gift. They're not looking at it from that viewpoint, and that's okay. Eventually, everyone may come to call all of this brilliant, wonderful energy that is ours, that courses through our very beings. We may all one day call it by one name. However, it's not a big deal if we don't, because the one that created our beings, and we are co creators in this universal light show, is not the least bit concerned about what names we use when we refer to the light, to the highest, most eminent probabilities of divine light, to the universes. Yes, there is more than one. This is not a major concern. It's a perception. It helps us to identify. There's really no difference. I'm sure everybody knows there's no physical difference between a Catholic and a Protestant or a Hebrew. What there is, though, is a difference of perception. So if you perceive God to be ever good, always within you at all times, you are dealing with a very powerful concept. Back to Ophaniel, who is, again, the chief of the thrones. Also, Ophaniel is a cherub, or from the cherubim class. Ophaniel is also from the Ophinum class, which is a class of angel choirs. This is getting really particular, but I'm going to a point here. I'm trying to keep all the joy within as I recall the message and let the message lead me, because the message is also always for the messenger first. So I am more than pleased to share this message. Anyone who is willing or ready to listen, I'm just ecstatic about it. One of the other things that the Archangel Ophaniel is very anxious for us to be aware of is that as we are shifting right now, we are going to be experiencing mm, more and more desires to sleep. I know that's something that I uh, am working on not doing so much of myself. However, it's okay when the desire to take a nap comes upon you, especially when you're doing meditation. I used to be concerned about falling asleep during meditation, but apparently that's something that I'm supposed to be doing. This is because as the wheel, Ophaniel is the wheel of the moon, as the chief wheel of the moon. Ophaniel would like us to know that we are, even if we don't realize it, being showered with energies right now that will help us to shift into a state of greater joy. And this means that whatever's going on in our physical life at the moment, be careful with your dreams, because whatever you've been dreaming about accomplishing, you're going to start seeing it manifest in front of you. That's because we create from spirit. It only takes 1% of spirit to create 99% of what we see and feel around us. Now, that's in the Kabbalah as well. So, whatever your heart is desiring, now, this is the time. This is the time. This shift it's just magnificent. And we are going to see um, even greater things than we have been accustomed to seeing because of the change of the cycles. The cycles are leading us into a stage of new creativity, new awareness, new, pardon me, uh, new renewal in all things. This means we're going to have to be a little bit more patient when we see certain challenges. Uh, Remember that you're greater than the challenge that you see. And that's saying a great deal because I know that there is a great deal going on right now. Ah, so much. And that's because of the cycles. What's taking place, according to this moon archangel, is that we're being put in a position to burn up all the negativity now. So this is why it's all coming out now, to get rid of it. This is a cycle that's going to, it's not going to be with us forever. But once the negativity burns off, and not in the literal sense, I know in some religions the negativity burns off, and in the physical sense, and that is from what I've received, was not meant to be the perception. The perception was it was meant to explain that in the spiritual sense, this would take place. And so we must be patient. I mean, we can be impatient, but it's not going to stop the cycle. Being able to observe and to know that the changes that are taking place are going to morph us. Ah, there's a good word. I always like that word. They're going to morph us into higher levels of consciousness and awareness. And the angel OPHANIEL, as I said, is an angel moon. And she is very concerned with assisting humanity to our next level of awareness. So trust your intuitive sense when you call upon her. Again, don't forget to surround yourself in the light. Um, this is something which I'm sure most people do before they go into meditation or do spiritual or energy work. Of course, you this is what you do, right? You surround yourself in the light. Now, as far as some of her other attributes, her stone, apparently, her uh, moonstone is selenite. And I love this stone. I have a set of four. I have it all over the house. And I usually carry a wand of it with me when I go somewhere, or a small piece. It is a moonstone, and it is the stone that this particular archangel represents. Now, selenite is, I believe, named after the Greek goddess Selene. More books. I've been reading so much more books. But Selene is basically a symbol of the collective consciousness. She, well, with some people, the moon is a time for peace for them. You have drummings during the full moon and the waning of the moon. If you decide to get a piece of selenite, it's a very delicate stone. It can't be cleared with the salt water the way some stones are, because water dissolves it. If you scratch a selenite, you will put a scar in it. Please apologize to the selenite if you scratch it. And that's because crystals and gemstones are as alive as you are. They may not have appendages, they may not eat with teeth and speak with lips, but they are living beings. And they are here to assist humanity with the remembrance of our special gifts and greatness. OPHANIEL brings with her sacred knowledge. I'm going to start referring to her as a she, okay? I'm sure that it doesn't bother OPHANIEL at all. But the selenite works with aligning our central nervous system and clearing any blockages and stagnant energy. It's a stone that will assist us in releasing negative emotions, negative behaviors, and beliefs that are really, really dysfunctional, not good for us. To have a piece of selenite around should lift your spirits. Remember, this is endowed by a specific angel, or rather, endorsed by a specific angel. So it should bring you joyful thoughts about yourself. And I do have friends that I have unfortunately chastised about the way they speak to themselves. And they say things like, oh, they're never going to accomplish anything, or, oh, look, they did it again, something stupid, and oh, woe is them. And you can't talk that way around me. Sorry, folks. It's not a bad habit, it's just something I picked up from my mom growing up. You cannot talk about yourself negatively and expect to receive good. That's a bad behavior pattern. And hopefully, by enlisting selenite in a meditation or through your meditation with focusing on the selenite and the moon angel, these behavioral patterns will leave you, especially if it's your intention for them to leave you. It's, it's something that can work on all the levels, mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically. The selenite will help to increase your clarity. It increases the brain activity. And as I said before, it's going to expand your spiritual awareness as well. Anything that's blocking you from the etheric levels, you can basically just wave it away with the selenite. I'm being a little frivolous there. Uh, I'm I'm suggesting a nice peaceful meditation, perhaps holding the selenite while you meditate or wearing a piece of it. Selenite earrings, if you can find a good pair. All of this will assist you in to aligning and activating your chakras. With your chakras activated, you will definitely start coming into your own being of self. The selenite is the star of the crown chakra. In other words, if you have a small piece and you put it on top of your head, that is a good thing when you're meditating. I'm not suggesting that you walk around with a piece of selenite on your head, but to sit in meditation with just a small piece, it assists in activating the crown chakra. There is an affirmation given by the Archangel OPHANIEL to use with the selenite. The affirmation goes, I am awake to the highest possibilities of infinite space and time in my life. I have divine understanding. It flows through me and radiates from within me to all that I meet. Now, I wish I could repeat it exactly the way I just said it, but I can't because I don't remember how I just said it. It just, with a little prompting there, sort of came out. So, you may want to listen to this video again at your leisure. Uh, I'm asking for assistance in repeating it because someone wants me to repeat it. Okay. The affirmation is I am. I am awake to the highest and greatest possibilities of my infinite good in space and time. I am divine, and divine understanding flows through me, radiating through me to each and every one that I meet. And I'm suggesting that you place a small piece of selenite on your fontanelle. It's the same spot where yarmulkes are placed. And there is a reason why the yarmulkes are placed on the fontanelle and why the head was covered during a time of antiquity, because our ancestors knew that that was the spot, that was the seat, the crown from which great wisdom and knowledge expands our consciousness. If you need to smudge the selenite, just blow a little smoke over it with the sage or a cedar bundle. There is a great, very aromatic wood called Palo Santo. It's well known in Brazil. It's chopped into 3 by 1 inch pieces, I would say. Uh, doesn't burn all the way through, but it smells like cedar and it has the most wonderful fragrance. When you're using the selenite and you're calling upon this beautiful archangel of the moon, imagine a column of pure white light that's surrounding you while you're holding the selenite. And simply visualize that the selenite is always clear. You can use the violet flame. I have a great uh, affirmation or prayer for the violet flame. And I believe this one was originally channeled through Elizabeth Clare Prophet by Saint Germain. I may be wrong. It's been a long time, but I know that it's used in Reiki. At least I use it when I teach Reiki. I am the violet flame in action in me now. I am the violet flame, to light alone I bow. I am the violet flame in mighty cosmic power. I am the light of God shining every hour. I am violet flame, blazing like the sun. I am God's sacred wisdom, freeing everyone. I may have added something that I wasn't sure that was there before, but that's basically the prayer that we use. And of course, you want to remember your breath. As you're breathing, you want to always focus on holding the selenite, observing the inhale, exhale motions. You can even breathe on the selenite. This is a miraculous, uh, a miraculous crystal. Well, can't really call it a crystal. But when you're working with it, knowing that it is endorsed by the Archangel OPHANIEL, keep in mind that this is, it is a living being that is assisting you in remembering who you are. And breathe. Now, the angel of the wheel of the moon, in his universal cycles of growth and life and death and rebirth, is a keeper of the celestial light codes as well. Those of you who use tarot cards in the major arcana, pull out the moon card. You know where that representation came from. You will see a wheel. Oh, it depends on whether or not you're using weight or, oh my gosh, I've got half a dozen tarot cards around here, and now I can't remember all of them. Let's see. Uh, well, the weight deck is the one that I usually keep at hand. I carry it in my purse. However, uh, A true tarot card will never exclude, true tarot card deck will never exclude the formation of the wheel with the moon. It is a very, very symbolic energy of the forces from which we've all been created. You are going to be releasing some conscious patterns in your life, things that you've looked back upon and say, oh no, I did it again. No, time for clarity, time for alignment. Your soul is very much alive and very much working with you to resolve your earthly issues, to stop this repetitious going on and on and on incarnation, to bring you to the status of the God being that you are. Ophaniel is not the only archangel working towards this end. There's Galiel, okay, another angel that presented himself to me. And this particular angel is a wheel of the sun and is well known for coming to those who spend a little time gazing at the sun. Uh, this is a good thing. If you take a moment and go outside, now for instance, the sun is set already, basically, but the setting of the sun is a good time for those who are beginners and observing the sun rays. The sun is alive, most definitely, and filled with archangels, other beings of light. It is a portal of dimensions that, oh my goodness, if I had time to go into the description, I'm not sure if I that I would be able to continue without floating away from you guys. As it is now, it's about time for me to float away, but that's okay. What is going to take place during the week, I will be on the air Thursday morning at 11 a.m. on Blog Talk Radio. And for those of you that have listened in from time to time, yes, I will be there. Sometimes I'm a little late, but as long as I'm playing the music in the background, you know I'm somewhere on the studio. In the meantime, I would like to close with another observation of breath. I cannot impress upon you just how important observing your breath is. This is something that OPHANIEL is insistent about. It is a way for you to clear whatever it is you think you're going through or may have gone through in this lifetime. You can clear yourself of it. You can adjust your own timeline. You can, spiritual being, you are capable of such great things. You have no idea. I'm trying to. My own words are not sufficient on this one because it's just something that once you start to talk about it, you start to remember and realize it. You know that I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not making this up. Trust me. Take a deep breath. Breathing in through the nostrils. Holding for as long as you possibly can. Releasing through parted lips. Once again, bring the breath from the very toes this time. In your mind, feel and direct your breath from your toes to your heels, upward through the calves, the knees. I'm feeling someone who's having a challenge with their knees. So direct that breath that you're feeling to the joints of your knees. Continue with the breath, bringing it upward, upward into the place of the root chakra. Behind the root chakra, there is a chakra that we call in Reiki. Actually, it's not a chakra, but there is one there. We call it the Hu Yin. I believe that's Japanese. But the Hu Yin, translated into uh, yoga terminology, is the rectal breath. Breathe. A rectal breath is a breath that one acknowledges or observes in a moment of excitement, romantic excitement. If you can recall that moment in your mind, this is all good. Recalling that moment in your mind, bringing that energy upward. We're going to the chakras that are parallel to the 7 chakras in the front. We all know about the sacral and the solar plexus and the heart and the thalamus, the throat, the third eye. Well, behind you, remember your chakras are not within your body. We're talking about your light body. Behind you, there are parallel chakras. Our spiritual body comes with a light body, which comes with a human body. And within the light body, there are at least 250 chakras between the fingers, between the toes, anywhere that you can think of, basically. If you can feel a twinge of pain, there is a chakra there. So we are directing this energy upward to the parallel chakras in our light body that are opposite the sacral, solar plexus, heart, thalamus, throat, the portal between the eyebrows. The chakra that's Opposite the throat chakra would be located where our pituitary gland is in the back of our neck. That gland is the gland that activates the pineal gland, which is where our third eye receives its gifts of intuitiveness. And so we direct this energy of breath and light upward until we reach the fontanelle. And then we breathe a breath of joy, releasing and emanating that joy through parted lips. And I thank you so much for listening. I see that I have viewers. No one wanted to come on live chat. That's fine. I see you guys anyway. So God bless you and keep you. You are well loved. You are a healer. Enjoy the rest of the week. It was created for you. Namaste.